All right. Hello, everyone. Hope you're having an excellent day today. I'm doing pretty good. We're finally back in the studio on a Friday with a bunch of pieces to sort. It has been a number of weeks. My sincerest apologies. Stephen and I have been very busy at a number of different conventions. We went to one in Orlando 2 weeks ago and went to one in Nashville last weekend. Both went very well. We had a great time. Everyone liked our mocks. We saw a bunch of great mocks from other builders. Got to hang out with a bunch of great Lego people, and yeah, everything went good. The drives were, not too bad. Orlando, in particular, had very clear traffic. Nashville just has bumpy roads, so we were rattled to pieces there and back. But yeah, we made it. We're okay. But I'm finally rested up. Finally back to do some streaming, so I'm really excited to be back. It's good. And we're doing some minifigure sorting today, which should be fun. A little bit different. We have yeah, we like to build sets here. We like to sort regular Lego pieces, but minifigure parts can be really exciting and very interesting. So we have a bunch of them here. We also have another bin behind me right here. We have more show and tell stuff in the back, especially if Grumpy J is here. I think, yep, Grumpy J is here for sure. So we'll get into that in just a second. But let me switch to the just building camera here. And I'll read out some of the comments here that we've got before I get started sorting too much. Bright and early was SFAM Studios. Yay, I love minifigures. I love minifigures too, SFAM Studios. Good to see you. Grumpy J says, cracks the whip. Sort, faster, sort faster. Yeah, I'm trying, Grumpy J. I'm finally back to sorting. We're getting some good progress done, though. We have these pick-a-brick cups in front of me. If you're old enough to remember what these are, you're a classic Lego fan, right? The Lego store used to have these pick-a-brick cups. They've now switched over to the cardboard boxes. I think the cardboard boxes are actually fine. I didn't like them at first, but now I think they're completely normal. These would have a little bit of nostalgia, though. They're interesting. And I still have a bunch of them. I actually have more off camera, but these are all I needed for most of the categories I have for minifigures. So you can't quite see at the camera angle, but you got like minifigure legs here. You got minifigure heads here. You got animals, you got nets, so just a bunch of random categories, torsos, arms, hands, headgear, just all sorts of stuff, capes. So anything that's minifigure related shall be sorted in its own category and put where it belongs at a later date. They don't stay in here permanently, so just kind of help me get them divided up and organized. So yeah, so we'll continue reading comments now that I've explained what's in front of you guys here. So Tim is here all the way from New Zealand. Good to see you, Tim. Rob Claxton. Mark going to crack the whip on you about sorting faster. Grumpy has a pretty good sorting collection. I've seen his live streams. He's doing a good job. I'm building and watching. See, he's multitasking. He's doing a good job. Cross Airborne Customs is here. Good to see you, Cross. Hope you're doing well. It's been a few weeks, but we're back. Ryan is here. Good to see you, Ryan. Dropping the Magisto emoji. I love it. Kurt is here. Hey there, Marky Mark. Good to see you, Kurt. Good to be back. James McGee is here. Good to see you, James. Thanks for stopping by. And Sonia is here. Hi, Mark, and hello, Kurt. Good to see you, Sonia. Thank you for stopping by. Looking rested there, Mark. Yes, I actually feel pretty good. It's been really remarkably good weather. Finally caught up on sleep and food. I actually lost quite a bit of weight over the past 2 weekends, just working so hard, being out, restaurant food, finally back to my regular, lots of meat and carbs diet back at home, so it's good. But let's start sorting. We got a couple bags of pieces here to sort. We got two moral dilemmas here, right? I have a bag of all Friends pieces, and part of me wants to sort these out by heads, torsos, legs, headgear, hair, that sort of thing. But I think I'm going to leave these as a bag of Friends pieces because they're very different, and I would only use these in a Friends-related mock, or maybe an Elves mock if there's some Elves pieces in here. And so I'm going to set these aside separately and have their own little Friends party because I won't be looking for those if I'm looking through my normal minifig parts. So those are going to stay out separate. And if I find any Friends pieces, they're going to go with them. We might not find too many today, but we'll see. The next thing is a bag of Falcon Knight torsos. I don't know if you can see that. There's maybe 80 or 100 in here. Yeah, there's a lot in it. This is the new style. So these are very useful for building an army with. I think I'm just going to drop them straight into the torso container, which should make it a little bit interesting. We'll see, it probably will almost fill it up here. There you go. The reason I'm not too worried about these being separate is because I'll be able to find them. They're pretty easy to spot. They're those blue torsos. And I got a lot of them, so if I need a lot of them, I'll just look in the bin, find them. It shouldn't be too difficult. Mix in with other torsos. So yeah, but eventually this has already filled up our torso container here, so we'll have to eventually empty this out and come back and we'll do that if we need to. We might get enough progress that it actually happens that way. But yeah, more comments happening. Let me read them out here. R.I.P. Pick-a-Brick cups. Yeah, I liked the Pick-a-Brick cups quite a bit. As you can see, I actually never recycled them. I always saved them. And yeah, but I mean the boxes have grown on me. They're not so bad anymore. So, is this a torso, or is this just a whole minifigure that's a single piece? That's a good question. The Zalax racers. I'm just gonna put that. Actually, no, I'm gonna put that in heads because it's a head with a tiny little body. So we'll do that. That's what I'm gonna classify that under. Here we go. We got a bunch of Lego animals here. You've got a sheep with the wool attachment piece. You've got a bunch of goats. I got a bunch of the gray goats recently in lug bulk. Got a husky dog and a wolf right there. They're all going to go in the animals container. Yeah, we're going to try and talk about pieces as we sort them. We'll see how successful we are. There's a wing from like a Chima minifigure or a statue or something. I had a wing bin right there. There we go. So does a gurney, does a stretcher, where does this go? Utensil? I think that goes in utensil. Put that there. Yeah, I'm sorting out, there's a number of minifigures from old Lego MOCs in here. There's some Rock Raiders crystals. There we go. Rob Claxton says, hey, Crosshair, hey, Tim. And Rob Claxton's membership is updated to 15 months of being a member. Thank you so much, Rob. Appreciate you supporting the channel. That's awesome. Minifig Nick is here. Good to see you, Minifig Nick. All the way from the UK, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, let me get that cape. I just dropped a cape here. There we go. It's a really interesting piece, actually. This asymmetrical cape piece. I don't know if you can see that. It's a weird shape, but it looks cool once it's on a figure. Is this official Lego? It feels like it. I'm out of touch with some of the pieces, I guess. There you go. Yeah, separating out these Black Falcon pieces for now. Eventually, I do want to build some Black Falcon and Lion Knight figures for some castle MOCs that I'm working on, but having the pieces ready to go will mean I could make new combinations of stuff. I've also tracked down my brother's Sig Fig in here from one of his castles that it was in. So I'm going to save that out separately because I think he'd get mad at me if I took that apart. But that's his Brother Stephen the Monk minifigure, so we'll set that aside. That's a pretty cool minifigure. There we go. You might want to put that in one of his own castle MOCs he's working on. We'll see. Neckwear weapons over there. More torsos. Oh, hey! I actually need this piece. This is a little penguin, little Ice Planet penguin minifigure. And this will go great in my Ice Planet MOC because I have 3 in the Ice Planet MOC right now that I'm bringing to conventions. But a 4th one would be terrific. So very cool. I will set that aside too. See, this is good. I'm adding more stuff to stuff that I'm working on and displaying, so that's great. So many grumptastic people in the chat today. Absolutely, Grumpy Jace. People are stopping by and saying hi. It's a fantastic day. Gloria Erickson is here. Good to see you, Gloria Erickson. Appreciate you stopping by. We've got a nice Viking shield piece there. I have a bunch in the yellow and green ones. I have like maybe 15 or 20 of them, but I don't have a lot of the dark red and blue ones. Those are really cool. I only have like 2 or 3 in that color, so we'll survive. Maybe they could be the special Vikings, have those shields. There you go. And I was thinking about this earlier. I'm throwing like serpentine and dresses and other unique leg assemblies in the normal leg bin. Eventually, I might sort them out separately. Like if you have regular legs, you're over here. If you have more exotic looking legs, more different, that aren't just the regular 2 minifigure legs, maybe they'll have their own bin at some point. But for now, we'll sort them in the same place just for simplicity. Maybe I'll have time to divide them up separately later. There's some more goats. 4 more great goats. So, Steven and I order lug bulk through Peach Lug every year. And one of the categories you could buy was, of course, the newer gray goat. So Steven, I think it was Steven, got 25 of them for a pretty good deal. Not like amazing, but like slightly better than what you would get on the Lego Bricks and Pieces website. And so it was worth getting for sure. Now we have too many dark gray goats. We went from having like 1 or 2, I think, to having like 25. So yeah, a lot of goats. Goats problem right now. So let's see. That blue cape is a CMF cape for the Falconer. Gotcha. It was also on the Falconer torso, so I think I just took apart a mostly complete Falconer, James. But thanks for the trivia answer there. Perfect. I don't have my tower anymore, Mark. I put a video on YouTube and I'm pushing it over in the hallway. Oh, no. Well, at least film it if you push it over, because that would be a pretty epic video, Tim. That weird dark blue cape might have been from the Black Falconer CMF series. Cross also was on the right track with that. That's good. Do you need more of those penguins? I mean, I won't say no to penguins. I'll even buy them off you if you have them, Grumpy, because they just look cute in the scene. People like the penguins more than they like the whole scene. So that's how the audience responds to things sometimes. They're like, I like this one little tiny detail. Don't really care about the massive landscape you've built. So that's how it works sometimes. Chrome Vader, good to see you, Chrome Vader. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, hey, a live stream. Yes, it's been a number of weeks since we've been able to stream. Finally back and rested from a bunch of trips. We went to Orlando and Nashville, and I still have more to do tomorrow and the day after. Tomorrow I'm going up to the north side of Atlanta, about an hour away, to Bricks and Minifigs for a little. It wasn't. I was originally supposed to be there for the opening, but then they scheduled it a little bit later so that it would be more things to do at Bricks and Minifigs throughout the month of their first month being open. So I'm going to go there and have fun there. Hopefully some people show up and say hi. But that'll be most of my afternoon hanging out at the store. I might film a video, do some fun stuff there. But then after that, I've got a D&D session, a long-awaited D&D session. It got postponed for a while because I was busy for a couple weekends, and then a bunch of the other players were busy too. So we are finally getting back to that, and my character might not survive. So we'll see. Our DM Malistair, who's often in the chat on live streams, I don't know if he'll be here today. He might be working today. But he's often in the live streams messing with Grumpy J, and he said the odds aren't terrific that all of us will survive. We'll put it that way. So I'm a little apprehensive about that, but it should be a fun time nonetheless. I have backup characters made. It would be sad if my main character perished. That's how D&D is sometimes. It's a role-playing game. Your characters, can perish if things go south really fast, and we'll see. So John Tucker is here. Good to see you, John. Thanks for stopping by. Dust Up the Bricks, good to see you, Dusty. Hey, Dusty, I got a set to show you really quick while you're here. I was at a convention, and Todd, a mock builder, I think he's in Greater Florida Lug. This is in Orlando. I managed to acquire this. Let me get on the right side here. There, yeah. I managed to acquire this beautiful Lego Racers Zalax Racer set Ghost, which is the really rare one. I think it was a Toys R Us exclusive or something. All I know is it's like hundreds of dollars on Bricklink. This is a new sealed one. It is in pristine condition, minty fresh, and he gave me a tremendously good deal on it. I think it was like $20. And he's like, I know this is worth a lot, but I just want to get rid of it, see it go to a good home. I'm like, hey, I'm collecting these. I have a bunch of them sealed already, so this is gonna go very well, and I'm so pleased. So I've been looking for this one for a while, and if I saw it for $200 somewhere, I probably would have bought it, but getting it for that huge discount was awesome. So, and Dusty has several of these because he's also really good at finding some good deals. I think he's gotten close to that in discounts on this very set. So I wanted to show that to you, Dusty. I finally got one too, so I'm not as jealous as I have been before. But good to see you, Dusty. Hope you're doing well. Lucas is here. Good to see you, Lucas. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you. We're very slowly sorting today. I'm talking as much as I'm sorting, not really getting too much progress done. Let's see, Crossover says they might be classified as specialized legs or modified legs. Yes, modified legs is a good way to describe it, Cross, for sure. So here's some interesting, valuable pieces. You got the little dragon plumes right there. Those will go in my other plumes section right here, because I sort those out separately. They're really interesting pieces and worth keeping aside so I can find them, because otherwise they're pretty small and they would get lost with the regular helmets, I think. So there you go. There's a nice K-Town Bricks mace piece, very fancy Lego weapon. That'll go in the custom non-Lego accessories. Here we go. Another gray goat, but this time he's got a little friend. He's got the Falconer's Falcon right there, so that's a fun animal piece. There you go. Ooh, we were talking about Viking shields earlier. Here's a couple interesting shields. You got the Winter Warrior shield, and you got the CMF Viking shield, which looks really cool, the white and blue. So I might have to do some Vikings at some point. I can't even remember the last time I made a Vikings mock, and yet at the same time I really love that theme. So one day I have to build some Vikings. That I don't think they've won any of the 12 or 24-hour polls in the past. That's why I haven't gotten to them. It's always a samurai or something else that wins. So. Make sure to miss any comments. Is the Greenville show in North or South Carolina? It's in South Carolina, Grumpy. So it's only about 4 hours drive from where I live in Georgia. So not too bad. But it's still a little bit north of where you are, and I think it's mostly east of where I live, but I think it might be a little bit north of central Georgia, because South Carolina is still technically just above Georgia. So yeah, but it should be a good time. That's our last convention of the year. I put that in the wrong bin. That is going to be our last convention of the year. And speaking of conventions, I had a fun fact that I did some research on after going to, I think it was 8 conventions this year, and driving to Florida and back, and to all these different states, and to North Atlanta and back a couple times. Me and Steven have already driven over 4,000 miles just to go to conventions this year. That is the same distance as from me leaving Georgia, driving all the way to LA, and driving all the way back again in miles. And it actually would take 3 days to do that nonstop. So we've traveled a lot this year. We've done quite a bit of road tripping and having a good time. And at this point, I've enjoyed it immensely. Pretty much all of them have gone really well. And that being said, I will be glad once the Greenville show is over and I can have at least a couple weeks, maybe a few months put together where I don't have to travel out of state. And that'll be... I'm a little more introverted than extroverted, so I rest when I'm at home versus when I'm out and about having fun. So that's how it works. Let's see. Could you send me a couple goats if you have them? Too many? If you have no goats, Lucas, I might be tempted to send you a couple. We'll see. They are also not necessarily mine. Steven bought them, so I'd have to check with him. But yeah. Send me an email, Lucas, if you don't have any goats. I could stand apart with a few, but I have to twist Steven's arm. So. Let's see. Chrome Vader says, I rarely get to play D&D. My friend who DMs seldom has time for a little group. Haha. Yeah, it's a huge time commitment, Chrome Vader. I totally get it. We only do it once every month. I wish it was more often, but at the same time, we all have a busy schedule, and getting 4 or 5 people together to play D&D is tricky. So yeah, it's mostly just having time to spend time with friends is what stops it from happening. So, but I hope you can get it together again soon because it's fun. So. Oh man, that is awesome. I'm glad you finally got one, says Dusty. Thank you, Dusty. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm very, very, very excited. And that set, acquiring that set made me think of you too, because I know you also appreciate those weird and unusual sets. So. Just glad you were in the chat and got to see it today. That's fun. So some of Steven's minifigures in here. We took apart Steven's castle mock that he's had for about 4 or 5 years, and he's got some cool knight minifigures in here. And I almost want to keep these two together, in particular the shield and torso, because those match perfectly. Those are K-Town Bricks prints, and they look pretty cool. Tempting. I might leave this one together and maybe modify it later for other castle battles. This one is more of a generic Lion Knight, so I'll take him apart, but yeah, some cool combos. Steven knows his minifigures. Does a good job with them. Speaking of Steven, eventually I want to get him on a live stream again. He's just been very busy with work and stuff, so he is just hadn't thought about doing live streams because he's back to welding. But eventually I'll get him on an afternoon, and we'll plan a time. It'll be a good time. It'll be fun. We'll do probably a set building or maybe some sorting together, something where we can hang out and chat, and that would be fun because he misses seeing a lot of you guys on live streams, so he'd like that. Make sure I'm not missing anybody. Anselmo's here. Good to see you, Anselm. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you. Glad you're here today. We're finally back to streaming after a long break, but it's good to be back. So, you keep seeing there's some more goats. All the goats making it into the small animals bin. The Weird Dark Blue Cape is from the Falconer CMF Series 24, and it's called Dark Blue Minifigure Cape Cloth Asymmetric Top. Spongy, stretchable fabric. Good to know, Cross. Thank you for posting that in the comments there. Appreciate it. And it is from a CMF. It is real Lego. That's the important thing. 7.5 hours from me. Yeah, that's about as far as it gets. Takes us to drive to Orlando if there's a little bit of traffic. So, yeah, that's not super close. Henry said, "Oh, Henry the horse. Good to see you, Henry. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you." What does Henry have to say? Hi, and congrats on finally getting the ghost, especially sealed for that price. Yeah, it was a very special deal, and the guy knew he was giving me a good deal and everything. He's like, "Hey, I just want to sell it, want to make some room in my collection, and glad it's going to somebody who knows what it is and appreciates it." I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely, man." So it's a very good deal. I also got a cool Bionicle hat from him too, but that is, it might be up at the house. It's somewhere else. It's not where I can access it, but. Does stuff. Oh no, James is here. James says Vikings would never win a poll against Spyrius. Spyrius needs to happen first too. I have been massively delayed on that build. I apologize, everyone. We'll get to it soon, I'm sure. I do want to build it. I have all the minifigures ready. I think I might scale it down a little bit. Originally, I wanted to do a 24-hour build, but now that I think about it, I might make it just a little bit smaller. Might find some other hour configuration or something. We'll see. We'll make it happen one of these days. It won the poll. It's slated to be on the schedule at some point. Oh, that's a weird head. It's an old dark gray head with this really gnarly zombie-looking print. That's from Insectoids, I believe. Insectoids have such a weird theme. They look human, but they're supposed to be aliens. Here's a trivia. There's a blue armor piece. It's got a little bit of a bar attachment point at the back. Almost looks like a claw. That is from Ben 10, which is a little tiny niche Lego theme based on the TV show Ben 10. And yeah, where do I put this? Where can I store this item? Let's see. I think I'm going to put it with plumes because it's supposed to attach to the outside of something. I don't want to put that in my Bionicle section because it'll just get lost in those bins. I'll put it with the other plume pieces in there. And this is horns. Where's horns? There's horns. There you go. Yeah, some pieces are just kind of like I'm not gonna have a separate bin for Ben 10, so I'm just gonna put it with what it most makes sense in my building style for sure. You can never have too many goats. I have a goat herder in my new mock with a bunch of goats, and everyone loved it. Yeah, goats, they're popular. Even Lego realizes how popular they are, so they'll make it happen. I'm glad they actually brought the goat back because for a long time they were basically like taunting us that, oh, the goat, we don't have the goat, oh no. We're gonna make it. So here's a non-Lego goat in some unique colors, the brown goat. That's pretty cool. It's close enough that it looks like a Lego goat, so I'm gonna keep it. And it was pretty cheap. I remember buying that for very affordable prices from another Lego fan. So. Save that cape over there. The armor, the sword, the shield, right there. Put that right there. How are goats so expensive in US? They're the gray one's a little cheaper, but it's also the only way to get them is by buying the expensive set, or I think you at least could. I don't know if you still can buy it on the Bricks and Pieces website, Lego.com section. And so if you found them there, great. They're actually relatively affordable, I think. They're still like $1 something. But then Germany has the factory store at Legoland. So you can buy the goats for a reduced price there. The United States doesn't have that. So there's a lot of pieces in Germany that are way cheaper than anywhere else. And I think that because they're in Germany and because they're in the EU, they spread around and it's a little bit more affordable in Europe. So some Lego pieces, in fact a lot of Lego pieces are probably cheaper for Germans and Europeans than they are for the United States, because the United States doesn't have a factory in it yet. They have a Mexico factory, but they're building the Virginia factory. Hopefully then they could do Legoland, bulk brick pieces that you can buy, because that would be awesome. People would love that. Lego would be printing money if they did that. Oh well, maybe one day. Oh, Grumpy J is still in the house, right? There's a Grumpy J's favorite castle faction, the Orcs. I acquired this shield off of Liam, a friend of mine. So, pretty cool shield. Let me put that with the other shields. There we go. I might have to make a couple Orc minifigures to raid some of my Dwarven stuff at some point. I'm sure Grumpy J would love that. Grumpy J has a cool Orc mock that he's working on, so. There's some food. It's like $50 here. Oh, the old goat. You were talking about the old goat. The classic goat in the United States is like $100. Is pretty much a good deal. Yeah, it's $120. Yeah, unfortunately, it used to be relatively normal price. You could get him for like $10, $20, but then people started collecting them, I think, and they just kind of shot up. And they realized, oh, it's in this old castle set that's also like $400. So good luck with that. So. Yeah, pick a brick is like $5 for the gray ones. Yeah, it's not bad, but not cheap either. So, What is your most expensive minifigure? I have a figure of Kjeld Kirk Christensen that I got when I met him at the Lego house, which he doesn't hand out those sig figs very often, and I think that the Lego employees stopped doing that, if I'm not mistaken. So to get his sig fig is actually really special. So that's probably my most valuable figure. I'd put it at priceless because I would never want to sell it. So, but yeah, there's I don't really have tons of really crazy expensive minifigures. I got a couple that are rare. I think Achu is one of the more special ones that we have. Jedi Bob, Steven has Jedi Bob. That's a valuable, like 200-ish figure. The old one, or at least it used to be. Now that the new one, I don't know, maybe it's lowered the price. Anyway, I'm not an expensive minifigure collector. I'm a bulk pieces collector. So, but speaking of bulk pieces, this is a weird one. If anyone knows where this is from, let me know in the comments. This is a tricky one. This is, I'll go ahead and spoil it. It's from UFO. It's a fiber optic cable hub that you can light up and therefore have all of these little fiber optics light up as well. So it's a really weird piece and pieces that all go together. It also, this set that this came in also has a micro motor and other weird 9-volt stuff. So I'm going to save that aside, put it with the light up pieces in here, and keep that where I can remember where it is. So when I find, I think there's 2 or 3 more that need to go to it that I should have in my collection somewhere. I'll track them down one day, I suppose. Yeah, I have 1 or 2 of the classic goat with the tan patches on him. I don't have a lot of them. I have one really beat up one that we use a lot. It's kind of like, here's a beat up goat, we'll stick it in the scene. You can't really tell, it's all chewed up. And I think we have one nice one somewhere. I think Steven won one, actually. We didn't really go out of our way to buy him. And we didn't buy that set either, even though it's a really good set. I just didn't get around to it at the time. So yeah, I'm one small regret in Lego Castle collecting, I suppose. I accumulated about 20 goats a while back, mostly the white ones from the CMF, but a handful of gray ones. Would love to have a spotted one, but those are still pricey. Exactly, Chrome Vader. Those goats could be collectible. Henry the Horse says, bug people. Sonia says, did you see the price for the new Polar Fox on Pick-a-Brick Online? Outrageous. Well, sometimes I think Lego knows that they can charge extra money for some things, and so they'll jack up the price, unfortunately, and that's pretty terrible. Like, Lego sheep were expensive in the United States for a while, too. They were like $5. Now, I don't know if they're still making them, so they might be expensive. I'm glad I have like a dozen of them. I don't need that many. A dozen sheep is plenty. But we'll see. Yeah, it's weird. I think they could definitely stand to produce these items for a little bit longer and keep them at affordable prices. But that's just me. We'll see. It's optimistic to think that way. Hey, it's Michael. Good to see you, Michael. Thanks for stopping by. Hey, guys. Once again, YouTube betrayed me and did not send notifications. Oh, no, Michael. Well, you made it. No worries. You made it. You stop by. All things are good. So. Anselm says, goats are nice, but we still need a donkey/mule. That would be awesome, Anselm. I would love to see that. So. The context for that is more... Well, I mean, sheep and goats are kind of weird farm animals, too. So, cows were essential. I'm glad they finally got cows and have continued to make certain types of cows. But, yeah, well, hopefully we'll get more animals, Lego animals soon. They also need to bring back the camels, because camels are kind of hard to find. I'm grateful to have a handful of camels, but for people who don't have them, they're very hard to track down. There we go. We got a donkey in a Friends set this year. Really? Oh, Friends style donkey. It's cool, but it's not quite the same as like a minifig style, Lego style donkey. So. It's close. It's close enough, probably, for most people if they really needed a donkey in their scene. So. Ooh, here's a cool piece we'll show off. I haven't been talking about pieces for a minute. Dreams was a weird theme, but one piece that I really liked from it is this hair piece, this kind of satin opalescent rainbow piece. It's really cool. I love transparent pieces in general. This kind of magical looking hair is nice. Would work great for like a fairy or a pixie or something. So, pretty cool. I like it. There's a slightly bent straw hat from Master Wu. Maybe it got stepped on. Put that over there. That's kind of a cool knight. I like that guy. I think I'm going to take him apart, but he's really neat. I like it. Put that over there. Catch up on comments. Cheaper Lego in North America would be wonderful. Yeah, I mean, I won't complain if Lego prices go down a little bit. We'll see. That being said, they seem to only be going up. They seem to be like rounding up the prices all the time if they can. So I don't know if it'll necessarily make things cheaper. We'll see. Plume right there. Don't want to put them in the wrong bin. I only have the CMF goats, which I think were the best looking ones. Yeah, CMF goats are really good. The plain white looks great. So, very utilitarian. Where do I put the magic wand? Is that a utensil or a weapon? I guess it's a utensil, depending how you use it. Mars mission, right? UFO. UFO is the correct answer, but good guess, Lucas. Yeah. The one from the Encanto set or something else? It might be. SVM Studios says probably a basic, complete, classic, basic Prince Black Falcon figure. Could be that. Here's a nice dwarven helmet I'll be using at some point. I got that from a friend at a convention too. I remember that one because it's really shiny, really in good condition. So. Oop, and I think I put that in the wrong bin. Oh well. Utensil chair, visor piece. Printed piece goes right there. Technic. The Technic doesn't belong in minifigure stuff. Let's put that over there. So speaking of dwarves, I got something for show and tell today here. So another set I got at the conventions was this big, epic Dwarves Mine set, which is a classic castle set. This is a really good one. Me and Steven, as kids, always wanted this one really badly. I remember building mocks that looked like this just so we could have that play experience, even though we couldn't afford to buy it at the time. When did this come out? 2007? 2008. 2008. And so finally acquired it. It is also sealed. It's in really good shape. Super excellent condition. I did pay a lot of money for this. I didn't get it. I got a little bit of a deal, but not a huge deal. So I still spent several $100s to acquire this. But this is such a cool set. I'm really excited to get it, and eventually I want to build it on a live stream. That might be something that me and Steven do in the future in a couple weeks. So keep an eye out for that one because this one is such a special set. The best Lego castle sub-theme was this original castle back in 2007 and 8, I think. And yeah, you got the orcs, you got the giant troll, you got the dwarves with all their awesome weapons, and it's a great set. It's not huge, it's not a giant castle, but it's just so cool looking. So epic. Almost feels like Lord of the Rings, but if they made their own take on it. Just really nice. So wanted to show that off. Glad I was able to acquire that. I did spend, like I said, it wasn't a great deal, but I got a little bit of a deal. But I'm glad that one's in my collection. Because it's in my collection, Steven was encouraging me to build more dwarven scenes. And I'm like, you know what? I wouldn't say no. I kind of enjoyed the dwarf style of building. So it would also make Grumpy J angry, which would be an added hilarious, fun side effect. So, yeah. If Lego put that fiber optics hub in a set today, they charge an extra $100. Yeah, probably Chrome Vader. I know that the set that it originally came in was a little more expensive than usual, but not that much. I think they were losing money on that set, honestly, by how much technology was thrown in there. I think it was kind of a lost leader situation. Got some printed pieces, just a regular Lego brick. Oh yeah, speaking of CMF goat, there's one of them right there. Nice little goat. And some more sheep. Lots of Lego animals today. Lego Fabuland figure there too. That's from the minifigure vending machine set, which is a pretty good set. I got it because it has castle figures in it, and those classic space figures are really nice too. It was worth it for the figures, But the set itself did not last very long in my collection because I just wasn't a giant fan of it. So. There you go. Ah, I might need that later. I'm using these torsos for like skeleton Grim Reaper type minifigures for a new build I'm working on. So I'll leave it in there for now. I'll pull it out later. I'll track it down. The expensive tan printed goats are from Kingdom Set 7189 that I found in a bulk buy. Oh, Tim, that's awesome. I'm jealous, but that's awesome. The weird colored hairpiece is Dream's hairpiece, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe a Dream's mock? Might have to make some Dreams at some point, Crossover and Customs. I have a lot of Dreams sets that I bought when they first came out for the first wave. So, yeah, might have to. Or Nexonite mock? Lucas, no. No Nexonites. Not a Nexonites fan. Actually, legitimately, I do want to make a Nexonites mock at some point, because it would be hilarious. And I think fun. I would lean into the sci-fi side of Nexonites and not make it kind of this... It's a weird fusion of castle and space. I'd rather just focus on the space with that one and leave castle on its own. There's a lot of other great castle sub-themes that need exploration, like the Dwarves mine over there. So, yeah. Mechs, though, I think Nexonites are perfect for that. Spaceships, that sort of thing. Found some Rock Raiders torsos here, including a very rare torso from Chief, which is a very expensive figure now. This torso is very beat up, though. Me and my brother played with our 2 Chief minifigures that we acquired when we were young, and this one is worn around on the edges. It's beat up. So, do I save that out because it's rare, or do I not worry about it because it's basically so beat up it couldn't be resold? I'm just gonna put it in with the other torsos, not worry about it. Not a problem. Yep. Oh, a baby dragon. That's a cool little piece too. I think that's from Harry Potter. I think that's Norbert, right? So, yeah. Slightly older Harry Potter sets. Couple more random accessories in here. Nice dwarf mine set. Holy bricks, a sweet set. Thanks, Grumpy J. I'm glad you like it. I'm gonna probably have to make some more dwarves at some point. It'll be fun. So. Man, that Kingdom set was one of the most wanted as a kid, too. A kid at school had it, and I remember it, though, and he gave me a dwarf minifig that I immediately lost. Oh, no! Michael! That is a sad, yet awesome story. That's nice he gave you a dwarf minifig. That's a really good friend, but then at the same time, you just lost it? Oh, I remember those days. A lot of my childhood Lego did not survive either, so I understand and relate to that experience. So. There's just a ton of random pieces in here. We got a couple pink and neon green crystals from Rock Raiders and Power Miners and other awesome stuff. Putting that in there. Trans pink wing. Very nice. I wonder what I would use these for. Because they came in Dreams, if I'm not mistaken. So, what other themes could it be? I don't know. I'll have to think on that one. There's a ship in a bottle, and not like the Ideas set, but an actual ship in the bottle piece. I think that's from Pirates of the Caribbean. Very nice. Cool printed element there. I'm going to put that in food and drink, even though it's probably wasn't used for that. There you go. Hairpiece, headpiece. Another food item. We got the red apple. I remember when the red apple was an expensive element. Now I think it's pretty cheap. For a while it was like weirdly expensive. People needed a bunch of them, I guess. And they made more of them and they were more common. So it's a custom weapon. Torsos. The torso bin is about full. Everything else is pretty good. The animals are actually pretty full too. We've had a lot of goats. A lot of goats and sheep. This set just makes me wish they had made the 80s Castle Mine concept they had. Yeah, that would have been cool. The old 80s Castle Mine. Yeah, there was a lot of themes that were completely left on the shelf. Like in a lot of ideas that never made it to the light of day. Citron being one of them. Yeah. Unfortunate. I'm glad we got what we did. At the same time, there was so much more potential. Would you recommend the minifigure vending machine at full price? If you really need the figures, like I did, it's worth it for those cool minifigures. At the same time, but that's an expensive price to pay for those cool minifigures. So, If you're on a budget, not really. If you have a little bit more spending money and you really want those figures, I think it is worth it. But it would really be better if it was like $20 or $40 cheaper, honestly. I think Lego is charging a little too much for certain things, like that one. There are some weird Technic pieces, like the little spheres that they fit in, and that's probably what's raising the price a little bit. But it still feels like a little too much for what you're getting. So kind of. Long story short, kind of. Mostly. Depends on how bad you need those figures, which I needed them pretty badly. So I'm glad I got it, but yeah. Don't know how strongly I could recommend it to others. Would you recommend? Oh no, I read the comment. Dwarves Mine roller coaster. What do you think? Dwarves Mine roller coaster. So my friend Rich built a Dwarves Mine roller coaster mock, and it looks really cool, but that's a lot of work. I don't know if I want to go to that full level of Dwarves Mine roller coaster. I think I have the right pieces. I have a lot of track. I have a ton of track over there. I don't know if I have the steep ones for like a jump or a loop or anything like that. So, yeah. Possibly. That's a good idea, VLC, but I don't know if I want to do that one. I don't know if that's the right project for me. I'm not as good with moving Lego elements as the show Lego Masters would make you think. So. He admits he wants it. LOL, sorry, Mark. I just gotta get my next night's request at least once per stream. Hey, never stop asking, Lucas. Eventually it'll happen. You just gotta keep bugging me. The whole entire theme? Yep. I lost it literally the same day. Oh my gosh, Michael. That's pretty bad. I'm so sorry. Tragic. Yeah, I lost a lot of Lego too. I remember losing Dinosaurs Adventures pieces in my backyard and different places we've lived when I was a kid, so tragic. Unfortunate. Well, we're making good progress on the bin of pieces. We've been streaming for about 43, 45 minutes so far, so not too bad on time. I want to stream for about 2 hours today, so we'll see if my voice holds up. It should. We'll see. We'll find out, I guess. No, we should be doing good. And we've made good progress already. Put a big dent in this bin. I think we can get this bin done without too much issue. As long as I'm continuing to be consistent. There's a weird piece. You got the wings, beetle wings element. I think this piece also was used for a ladybug seam, if I'm not mistaken, because that looks a lot like a beetle wing. But yeah, pretty cool looking. We'll put that in the neck and body wear section right there. More legs, more of those, more hair. Hey, one more goat. And this time it's a non-Lego goat with some black splotches on the side. That's a really cool color. I like that kind of nougat color. That medium flesh color. Pretty interesting. Yeah, the pieces are getting more fine grain and nitpicky here. His armor over there. Legs right there. Weapon. Oh! This is kind of weird looking. You got the snowman torso of Olaf. I don't know if I have Olaf's head in here, though. I don't remember having an Olaf minifigure. That's kind of funny looking. Could I put a head on that, though? That's the question. I'll set him aside in the friends pieces because he looks kind of friendly with those arms. There's an Ninjago snake axe blade, too. That's pretty cool looking. That would look good on a D&D character. Put them in the weapons bin. Some shields. Right in there. Non-Lego shield. That go in here? Yeah. There we go. Oh, no. Helmet doesn't go there. Helmet goes right there. Don't want to lose track of those. All right. UFO helmet. The Zotaxian helmet. I got a t-shirt with this design on it. It looks pretty cool. Put that in the, is it military or... I'm going to put it in the regular helmet bin because I don't think it's castle-y enough to be in the castle helmet bin. There we go. Torso's filling up fast. Another plume piece. Apparently, I've gotten some of the Winnie the Pooh sets because the 100 Acre Wood sign is right here. That's kind of a specific use of that tile there. I don't know if I'll... How could I logically make that make sense in a mock, besides a Winnie the Pooh mock? That's my question. One more gray goat. Yeah, I think me and Steven safely have about 25 of them now, which is very fun. See how the comments are doing? I've let a lot of comments slide by. Mark, if you had to permanently retire one of the currently produced LEGO themes, which would they be and why? Permanently retire. Probably Gabby's Dollhouse. Because no LEGO AF Wills care about Gabby's Dollhouse. It's too similar to Friends. I wanted to be like spiteful and say Star Wars, but a lot of people like Star Wars. A lot of people build great mocks of Star Wars. So I guess it can still continue to exist if I was in charge. But, and it makes a lot of money for LEGO, I'm sure. I'm sure they would be very much missing that if it wasn't there, so. Yeah, there's a few themes that I think are less necessary than others, though. Gabby's Dollhouse being one of them. There's probably other Duplo brands that nobody is gonna, you know, no one's gonna notice that. So. Let's see. Anything more? Honestly, Ninjago feels a little tired to me now. Some of the builds are great, like some of the big dragons and sculptures and stuff. But then for every cool one you have 5 4-and-up sets that are $50 for a dozen pieces and they look like crap. So the Ninjago is very much hit or badly miss. So I think that Ninjago, I could see Ninjago taking a little break. Maybe that's just me. So they're getting kind of same-o over there. So in my humble opinion. I know people would be upset if it did take a break, though, so probably wouldn't say that one is my first pick. So, put food over here. Weapon right there. Yep. So you got that comment. I bet someone stole it out of jealousy. Might have been. You never know. Kids are savages. So, kids can be pretty savage. That's headgear, right? That's a Crown of Sauron looking piece there. Yeah, I'll put that in there. So. Technic pin, not necessary. I'm just gonna start scooping up handfuls and sort them by the handful. There's another torso. There's a non-Lego shield, non-Lego helmet. Another sheep. We've got a lot of sheep. There you go. Classic weapon, hairpiece, non-Lego weapon, visor. Right there. Minifigure arm and hand. Food. Yeah, we're down to the bottom of the barrel now, so there's less interesting pieces. I might actually switch over to the other bin just to keep it interesting for the audience, because most of this stuff is pretty small and not super valuable. You got like a cool book here, but not too much else going on. So I might just swap just to keep it interesting. We'll do that. Because this has bigger, weirder pieces to look at. Utensil, printed element, right there. I like this little blue butterfly though, it's such a cool piece. That's nice. This I think I got from the Friends Botanical Garden set, which is probably my favorite Friends set. Such a good set. I don't know if they still make it anymore. I think it's retired because it came out a couple years ago. I got a couple of those back when they were produced though. Put that with the animals there. So here is, I think these are Brick Warriors. Some stained glass window pieces. I love the classic flowers. That's great. And then you got the Brick Warriors style knight minifigure. That's pretty cool. So yeah, check out Brick Warriors. I think K-Town Bricks does some of these too. So nice stained glass windows. They're going to go with the printed pieces right here. Very nice. Ooh. So we were talking about 9-volt stuff earlier. Here's some 9-volt cords. Very nice. Set those aside with the electronics. I think those might have gone to the very set that I was discussing earlier. Some really weird minifigures here for 2 different reasons. Here you've got a transparent light blue minifigure, and this is real Lego. It says Lego on the top of the torso. has the minifig part numbers in there too. And this is Space Police. Space Police 2 in particular has the green outfits. And really cool printing on there. So I want to do a Space Police mock one day. But probably not right now. We'll put that in the torso bin. Am I going to separate this guy though? Maybe not. Because if I find his head, he's a complete minifigure, and I might want to save that aside. So we'll set that one aside with Brother Steven's minifigures over there. But yeah, those two really weird elements there for sure. See, I don't know this one. So Dimensions, who is this Dimensions disc belong to? Which character does this belong to? Somebody let me know in the chat. Maybe Cross? Who played Dimensions? I don't even know what that red logo stands for. It's going to be obvious once somebody tells me, but I don't know. Looks like there were 2 different ship in a bottle pieces across 8 different sets. Wow, Anselm, that's a lot of... it's easier to find than I thought it was. I want the vending machine and castle figures, Markable. Yeah, the vending machine, pretty good for those figures, so... This is the 3rd time of starting over as I got Lego stolen 10 years ago. Oh no! Starting over? Did you lose your Lego, Tim? John Tooker says, how do you organize and store your torsos? Pretty much as you see, John. So just all the torsos go in there. If the arms are on there already, I leave them on there. I used to be, like, take them all the way apart when I was a little kid, but it's better to leave them on there if you can, just for durability. But yeah, so just they go in there, and then if I need a torso, I dig through a shoebox-sized bin of torsos. So not super efficient, but it works. I think eventually I could see myself sorting it by theme. So like you have castle, city, Ninjago, other themes like that, separated out. But yeah, we'll see. That's a printed piece, so we're putting that with printed elements. Wings from the Beetlezoid CMF and was used on the Ladybug Girl. Yep, thanks, James. Good to be confirmed on that. Got a couple of heads, but no torso. Interesting. I think the Star Wars theme would benefit from fewer sets and better design attention. They make so many sets not worthy of buying, especially at those elevated prices. But I'm a mock guy, so maybe irrelevant. Hey, that's coming from a guy who builds really good Star Wars mocks, so that's very meaningful critique for me. So good thoughts there, Chrome Vader. So, don't you dare get rid of Star Wars Mark. Don't you dare. See, Cross would be very cross with me if I got rid of Star Wars. So yeah, not gonna happen, I don't think. But maybe just be more careful and more affordable in some of the smaller scale stuff, especially. So most of all, non-Lego themes could go. Yep. Andre is here. Hello from Portugal. How is everyone? Doing good, Andre. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for stopping by. Darkside Zerkers is here. Hey man, hope all is great. Just stop by, say hi, and show some support. Fortunately, I won't be able to stick around because I'm heading to work, but I'll catch the replay later today. No worries, Darkside Zerkers. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Good luck at work today. There is a sold sticker in set 41732. Interesting. That Friend set is one of the last sets I bought before transitioning to only buying on Bricklink. Such a beautiful set, though. Yeah, that Friends Botanical set is awesome. Here's a weird piece that I want to show off really quick. It's the Technic. It's like a pneumatic pressure piece. So basically, it does move, but it has a lot of resistance, which is very useful for like mechs and stuff. So I'm going to save that piece out in the Technic area over here. So, let's see. I played Dimensions, but man, that was nearly 10 years ago. Knight Rider Dimensions. There you go. James has got the quick answers for us today. James, you must really know your stuff as far as niche Lego pieces. That's great. So. I played Dimensions, but I couldn't tell you who it came with. Haven't seen it in a long time. Yep. No worries, Lucas. I never played Dimensions, but I used to know most of them. Now I wouldn't really know if I looked at them. So, but that one apparently was Knight Rider, which makes sense. I also wasn't too familiar with the theme, so yeah, understood. Ooh, you got the head of Pythor, one of my favorite characters from Ninjago. Pythor P. Chumsworth. What a character. What a weird head shape, too. That is a weird element. It's very snake-like and dynamic. So, there's a Monkey Kid flame piece there. That's cool. Very artsy looking. There's been a lot of flame pieces, but that's a new one. So. Ansem says, I try to avoid changing arms on a torso more than once. Good idea, Ansem. I'll change some of the more common ones that I have, like a few castle torsos here and there. But, uh-oh. We got a buffer. Hopefully it comes back. Come on. Come on. Why are we so low? Come on. The Wi-Fi decided to cut out on me. Hope everyone's okay. Alright. Well, it looks like it's coming back. Let me know if you experience issues. It looks like it's back now. Okay. Give me a holler if it's cutting out on you guys. Hopefully it's good. So, not fun. Hate it when that happens. Our Wi-Fi is okay most of the time, but sometimes it cuts out and sometimes it doesn't work. So, where was I? Changing arms. Yes, I try not to change arms that many times too, because some of the colors especially tend to break. But here's another stained glass window piece from Brick Warriors. Love that very noble knight there. Looks super cool. Putting that with the printed pieces. Flounder says, Mark, have you seen the new Tron movie yet? I haven't, Flounder. I do want to see it, but I'm like keeping low expectations for it because some of the movie reviewers I like to watch on YouTube were kind of like, eh. So we'll see. I think I'll enjoy it because I don't mind watching movies that are somewhat lacking in plot, for example. But yeah, we'll see. I'm still gonna watch it because I am a big Tron fan, though. John Tooker says, thanks for answering my question. No worries, John. I try to answer all the questions. Appreciate you asking. That's what discussion is for. There's a city space robot there, but the problem with this is he's all just regular Lego parts. So guess what? He's going over in the to sort later. So he's not getting saved out because there's nothing too particularly different about him. So some unusual colored horn pieces. Those would almost work like for like a dragon tongue or a beast tongue or something. That's interesting. Monstrous pieces there. Ooh, and the Bull Warrior. The Bull Warrior from Monkey Kid. It's a cool helmet. That would look good with some different color horns, I think. Interesting. I should experiment with that at some point. So. Ooh, and a Nexonite minifigure piece here. That will be useful for that future project that Lucas is trying to get me to do. So I will actually save this out with my penguin and my transparent minifigure here, and we'll get to that later. Johnny718 is here, member for 8 months. Thank you, Johnny. Appreciate you. And I just built the Game Boy set. That was a fun build. Nice. I have not gotten the Game Boy set. It looks great, though. I also like isn't there a Sega game system set, too? The video game sets are fun. It's like, we loved playing with the gaming system as a kid. Now we get to build a replica of it with Lego. But it works. So. Brick Space 9 is here. Good to see you, Brick Space 9. Hope you're doing well. I agree Star Wars was a bad price range recently. I'm waiting for the stuff to go on sale. Probably wise, Cross. You could spend a lot of money, or you could be patient and maybe get a deal. My Lego got stolen twice, to be exact, and wasn't really into it like I am now. Oh, okay, gotcha, Tim. Yeah, I'm sorry your Lego went missing. That is terrible. So, Roya is here, aka Will. Good to see you, Will. Oh, the joy of sorting. Yep, we're slowly sorting minifigure parts today. Will, we are just taking our time. Finally back on a live stream. It feels good to be back. And we've got Friends minifigures. So if you're looking for Friends minifigures, we got them. We'll put that with the other Friends pieces there. So yeah. Oh my goodness. So it's October, right? We're in the middle of October. And there is a pumpkin Nexonite tile. That's evil pumpkin jumping towards you. That is hilarious. I can't even think of any other piece that's like that. That is so much fun. Now I'm going to set that aside in the printed pieces. Did I say Nexonites was fun? That's terrible. It's the worst piece I've ever seen. It's awful. No. Yeah. Lucas is over there having a great time, I'm sure, because I said Nexonites is cool. Grumpy, you're alive, says Flounder. Still working for me. Okay. Huh, I had no issues at all. Really? Good. Okay, so it was like basically cut out on my end, so I'm glad there wasn't too many issues for some of our long-distance viewers. That's good. The stream was cutting out for a little bit, but it's working now. Good to know, John. Thank you guys for your input. I appreciate that. It's it's twice so far, but you are still live. Okay, good. Yeah. So it's cut out a little bit here and there, but we're still live. Right now, it looks like everything's running smoothly. So we'll hope that it lasts for a little bit longer. We're only about an hour into the stream, so we'd love to go for another hour if we can. So yeah, get some progress done. And I think with that last torso, we're gonna have to empty this out. So let me do that really quick. We'll set that bin aside. Yeah, we got a lot of pieces we can go through, some great elements to dive into. But let me empty this out. In fact, there's a bin right there, and I'm just going to move it over there. There's an empty bin on the other side of the table, and I just put it in there for now. So here we go. And while we're taking a little pause, gonna have our not sponsored Gatorade Zero break really quick, because it's been an hour and my voice gets tired after about an hour. So. Here we go. Yeah, I think my goal in life right now is to eventually get my mocks in the minifigure, not minifigure, the expert builders gallery at the top of the Lego house, because I've seen a lot of great builders make it up there. One day I'd like to have that honor and distinction as well. But the other one is to get a Gatorade Zero sponsorship. That'd be just hilarious. That'd be fun. I'll see. I don't really see a lot of ads for Gatorade Zero. I see a lot of ads for Gatorade in general. So I don't know if they would have such a specific advertising campaign, but it would be pretty funny. I would be having a ball. So. Who is this? Oh, we got a quote from Darth Vader. The Force is strong with this one. There we go. I don't even remember what set that's from. Somebody will know. If you remember which set the Force is strong with this one. Is that the Trench Run mini build? I hated that set. I think I got it just to destroy it. It was a terrible set. Stupid. Most Star Wars sets are cool. That one I did not like. It was just why? What's the point? Why is this here? There we go. Keep Star Trek because Lego Star Wars introduced minifigures without yellow skin, and there's no racism in the Lego world. So, the more Star Wars sets we get, the less racism there is. Chat, am I cooking? The logic is escaping me, James, but maybe we're onto something. You never know. So. Ooh, very curious what movie reviewers you watch. Oh, Michael. So one of my favorites is Dan Murrell. He used to be on this channel called Screen Junkies, and what I like to watch from his channel, I would highly recommend anyone check it out. First of all, he's got a very thoughtful, balanced approach to most of his movies. Secondly, every week he covers the United States and the world's box office returns for movies in the theater. And so he's talking about how much money they made, which movies could be counted as successful or not, and different places and like all sorts of things. So tons of statistics and facts and a really interesting weekly show. So I love watching that over lunch on, I think it comes out most Tuesdays. So yeah, check it out, Dan Murrell. He's not like a small reviewer, but he's not like a giant one either. He's kind of in the middle of the road. Then I like Chris Stuckman, Jeremy Johns, a couple of the more mainstream movie reviewers on YouTube. So yeah, I like watching those channels for sure. I like to watch YouTube outside of Lego quite a bit. So you ever just spend a few days sorting and realize you made a negligible difference? The joy of having a large collection. Yeah, Will, that is, yeah, that's most of the time when we do these, especially as I'm spending a lot of time chatting with commenters versus actually just putting pieces where they belong. This is a very slow grind of a process, but I'd rather break it up a little bit and have a fun time chatting with friends and doing something on my YouTube channel to keep it a little bit active versus just do this by myself with some just basic tunes in the background. So I'm glad everyone is willing to stop by and say hi while I'm toiling away here, having a good time. So. Hurrah, Nixonites! No, Lucas, no! We're not talking about Nixonites anymore! Anthem says, does anyone know if the Wampa horns will fit on the bull helmet? Probably. I have Wampa horns. I could try that at some point, Anselm. I'll let you know. Phil and Bricks is here. Good to see you, Phil and Bricks. Thanks for stopping by. I like that membership brick next to your name. Looks really nice. So. Womp horns will fit. Yeah, it'll be a little funny though. It would look weird for sure, but that might be the point. So. Even more next nights. We gotta stop talking about next nights. Lucas is way too happy. We just gotta shut that down. Mods, shut that down. We won't do. I'm not a case though. The power hexagon is here to give the powers. I have no idea what the pumpkin was for. That's a good question. James McGee says, I need to get a next night pumpkin tile for the shield for my headless horseman. That actually would be perfect, James. In a way. I have a piece here that I need help with. Maybe James will know, or someone else across, maybe. We've got some Lego minifigure heads that have the world globe printed on them. Are these Harry Potter? Where are these from? I have 3 of them, no less. It's a reddish-brown print on a tan head, and it has the world. So a little globe, like an old-timey globe, but really small. So very interesting. I don't remember where those pieces came from, or how I got them. Maybe Steven got them. I don't know. He gets pieces every now and then. Mark is turning. He's becoming self-aware of the change now. The journey is almost going. Oh, Lucas is driving me insane with the next night. It's so funny. If it's not Grumpy J, it's someone else. There's always someone to carry the torch of Next Night's fandom in my friends group. So it's just hilarious. So, it is funny. It's just funny at this point. It brings amusement to my old jaded personality. So, yay, 2-hour stream providing me with some entertainment while I struggle on this Batmobile I'm trying to design. Oh, Batmobile, Michael. They just released a bunch of sets. Like, or announced a bunch of sets for the Batmobile, so maybe that'll give you some inspiration. You never know. There's some weird legs. Look at these legs. Been a minute since we talked about some pieces. So first of all, this little pair of green legs. I think this is from Santa's elf or something? Or maybe it's from is it from the Mushroom Girl? No, she has different colored legs. And then you have the Blacktron 2 legs with the one, like, corrupted alien leg. But this is really interesting. Actually, hold on. Is there still... Yeah. So those legs look interesting on a classic Space Police torso. Little Space Police cadet here. That's funny. Just the green combination there is very interesting. Is this Powerpuff Girls? Where is this from? Where is these legs from? Somebody smarter than me, let me know. They're kind of cool, though. I think there could be some useful combinations to be found in that. Let's pull some Lego weapons out of here, shall we? And that's a wicked-looking axe. I think that's K-Town bricks right there. Kind of looks Slavic. Pretty cool. Oh, let's catch up on comments here. Roea says, I sorted out all my Technic old purple last night. I didn't realize how much I had. I don't know how to use it, though. Hey, Bionicles? Build a Bionicle mock, Will? I think you'd have fun. No, all those... That color is great. That's a fantastic... it has the color. And it also was relatively more accessible in Technic than some other weird colors, so... Best way to get the Masterpiece Gallery is making stuff that is completely different. That's true, Will. It's true. I think you also just need to go to Brickworld. Because everyone at Brickworld last year got into the Masterpiece Gallery, basically. So I just need to go to Brickworld more often and be at the right place, the right time kind of thing, I think. So yeah, I build mostly unique stuff. I've gotten into more things than just castles the past few years. That's good. So. Oh, there's a piece that needs to come out of there. There you go. That's armor. Yep. There you go. Yes, Trench Run. Yeah, I hate the Trench Run. Stupid set. That's one set I actively dislike. I like most Star Wars sets. They're pretty good. There's some that I dislike, and the Trench Run was one that particularly annoyed me for some reason. I don't know why. I just don't like it. It's hard to describe because it's nothing like too terrible, but I think it was slightly overpriced and didn't have any minifigures. Yeah, just things like that. Pumpkin Shield is literally called Magic Pumpkin, if I remember correctly. That sounds about right, Lucas. I mean, why call it anything else? That sounds like what you should be calling it. What the correct name would be. Ooh! So I was picking up helmets. There's a classic space helmet, and this is a thin chin guard one, which is the original. This is like 70s era chin guards. That's awesome. It's in pretty good shape too. A little bit yellowed, tiny bit yellowed maybe. Not too bad. I guess I'll put it in with the other helmets because it won't get damaged with them. Interesting. Energy effect. Yeah, so I used to have a crystal addiction, and I can tell because I'm constantly pulling out these Rock Raider style crystals out of my to sort bins all the time. I need to resort them all together in the right colors so I can make some more geode builds at some point. There's always something to work on though. There's a weird Brick Arms saber piece in transparent, kind of a cool mint color. That's a weird one. Oh, the Wi-Fi cut out again. Hopefully it's not too bad for you guys. Ooh, it's cutting out again. No, come back. Yeah, it's fluctuating pretty bad on my end. I'm looking at the kilobits per second. It's like, it's supposed to be around 10 for a nice steady stream, but it's dropping from 10 to 5 to 9 to 10 to... So, yeah, down to 5 again. Stop it. Yeah, sometimes the Wi-Fi acts weird. I could probably turn it off on my phone. Hold on. It might help. Maybe. Well, see, that's on a different channel, too, so... Alright. Well, hopefully it comes back for you guys. Let me know if you're having issues. I'll definitely check them out, Mark. And yeah, know all those guys you mentioned, but I also recommend Sean Chandler. I've been watching him for like 8-9 years now. Really great analysis of things. Oh, nice. I'll look it up. Super cool. Morgan is here. Good to see you, Morgan. Thanks for joining. Good to see you. Glad you stopped by today. Let's see. Dropping some pieces. There we go. Yeah, we're just doing minifigure pieces. This is the second bin we've been working on. And, yeah, we got some progress, but there's still a lot to go. This is one of probably 4 shoebox-sized bins like this that we have of just minifigure pieces that need to be sorted. So one day, we'll catch up on it, but we're working on it. We're making progress. It's good. There we go. Oh, my goodness. Lots of people got Markified with gift memberships. Thank you so much, Morgan, for sending those in. That's awesome. Bunch of people got memberships. Thank you, Morgan. Let's see. Crumb Vader said, dropping a comment just to make you read it and test your resolve on that talking is good theory. Oh my goodness. Well, thanks, Crumb Vader. Appreciate you. There we go. We got a best mom ever sticker. And I don't even know where this would have come from. This is another baffling Lego sticker that I have no idea where it's from. Good for Mother's Day. They're missing Hawaii and Japan. Otherwise, 15 different sets. Oh, wow. They look like Powerpuff Girls short legs. Find it funny how different our collections are, Mark? Usually I recognize most parts, but not yours. I have some weird parts, especially in the minifigure section. There's just the most random stuff in here, so... I'm asking what this is half the time, too, so don't worry about it. Understood. True, true. I haven't made a mostly bionicle build in a long time. Gotta use that purple. Yeah, I mean, got to. No buffering on my end. I have no problems on my end. Audio and video are good. Fantastic. Well, that's good, because it's been fluctuating on my end for sure. So hope everyone's picture quality is okay. So normally it's pretty good, but there have been times when it has gone completely out, and streams have been prematurely ended, which happens every now and then. It's also not my typical time of day these days. Most of my more recent streams have been later in the evening, which also tends to be slightly better for me for some reason. I think more people are using the internet in my location during the day. So, but yeah, a bunch of people got memberships. There are member-exclusive videos to watch. There are member-exclusive posts you can check out. Behind-the-scenes stuff. It's very cool. So. Another weird printed piece. That looks like a Monkey Kid one to me. The light's not catching it well. There you go. Kind of a pastel color piece. Interesting. I'm all good here in New Zealand, Mark, with the stream. Oh, good. Yeah, I'm glad people are are doing fine regardless of my tech issues on my end. So, Bionicle or Hero Factory? Unpopular opinion, but I felt like Hero Factory was better. See, I never really got into Hero Factory as much, Lucas. So I not a fair, unbiased approach. I was more of a Bionicle fan when I was younger, even though I didn't have a lot of the pieces or sets. I had some, but not a ton. So yeah, I need to get the Hero Factory lore drop at some point. There's probably people on YouTube who have covered it pretty well. I don't know any of them though, because I think Bionicle gets more fandom response than Hero Factory does. So. Andrew Riley is here. Hi everyone, hope you're all well. Sorry I'm late. No worries, Andrew. We're early. The stream happened much earlier than usual. We're still several hours before my normal streaming times of 4 and 7 p.m. Eastern Time in the United States. So no worries. Glad you could stop by, and appreciate you as always. So, looking for Nexonites. Here's another Nexonite piece. That's a Aaron torso with some lime green and orange, which is kind of a cool color combo. Did I just say Nexonites was cool? No, this is terrible. This is awful. Look at that. Terrible quality print. I can't even say it. They're actually kind of cool looking sci-fi torsos. I'm going to make them just plain old mechs, though. I'm going to go fully future sci-fi with them and not bother with the castle themes too much. We're gonna a new take on Nexonites that'll be much better. Let's see. From the Lego Trophy set 2 or 3 years ago? Might have been. Yes, that makes sense. That makes sense. You're right, Will. Best mom ever from the trophy set? Yep, Morgan right there too, confirming. That is where it's from. And I did get that set. And I did take it apart if I'm not mistaken. It all tracks. We tracked it down. I'm glad to have a bunch of knowledgeable people watching the stream with me so that when I'm like totally unsure where I got a random piece, I could be like, hey, where's this from? Where's this weird piece from? There's a weird wing piece. And I'm pretty sure, based on this color, it would have been Hidden Side, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe? Or something else. That color gives me Hidden Side vibes, though. Need to make some spooky flying monsters or something. Oh, wrong bin. There we go. So we got the big Red Hulk punching glove here. This might have been from somebody else, too, because I think Darkseid, he might have had this color hand as well. Or maybe it was gray. Anyway, do I put the red hand in the hands bin? Because I don't have a bin for big fig pieces here. I could set it aside and put... I know I have some big fig pieces over in the minifigure parts on my wall. So I'll set that aside separately. I don't want to lose it. So it'll probably just kind of stick out in the hand section. It's much bigger than the other hand pieces. Bionicle. You bought these figures? So Pisha, these are minifigure pieces that I've acquired over the years, and also minifigure pieces that I've taken apart after using in mocks. So like this Gungan warrior that I'm disassembling here, I had a Gungan army for a while, and so these just need to be sorted down and put back. So some of them I bought, but most of them I had in my collection from a long time ago. I guess at some point I bought all these. So, or some of them might have been gifted, but yeah. So, but not recently. I haven't bought a ton of minifigure parts in the past few weeks. I bought a few here at conventions, like maybe 5, 10 figures. But no, those are pre-existing mostly. But good question. Perhaps your mom planted that mother piece in your bulk knowing you'd eventually find it as a subtly veiled hint for upcoming holidays. Exactly. Well, her birthday is in February, as is mine. So I'll be sure to make sure that she feels like she has a special birthday. So, because she's the best mom ever for sure. The real answer is Galador. Superior theme. Mark can confirm Galador is a lot of fun. Galador is the best, Roya/Will. Galador is awesome. If you're not familiar with Galador, educate yourself. There's some videos out there, but I don't think anyone's done like a really all-comprehensive Galador discussion on YouTube yet. So I might have to fill the void. Maybe somebody's covered it and I just haven't seen it. But yeah, also the entire show is on YouTube, and highly recommend if you want a crazy time. It is the craziest show ever. I know because I've seen all 10 hours of it, and you start to lose grasp of reality by the end of it. It's just so bafflingly bad, but it's it's fun. It's just like an ironic enjoyment of something that was so appallingly badly directioned. It was, yeah, it's great. It's a good time. Galador is awesome. And some of the sets are outrageously expensive, but you're still going to buy them anyway, like I did my Tagger set. So, yeah, I still need to do a video on him. I forgot. Yeah, lots of... Galador is awesome. I'm really doing a bad job of selling it to everybody right now, but it is awesome. So. Sonia says, for us in Europe, it's great timing of streaming, though. Oh, there you go. Yeah, it's probably a better time to be sitting down watching YouTube in Europe, so that's good. Good to know. I know sometimes when I stream later in the evening, it's like very late over in Europe, and Europeans, if there's, like Henry is usually staying up super late to watch the stream if he does. So that's good to know. Good to know, Sonia. That's awesome. Could be because of the so-called alien ship heading to Earth by November. Oh, I haven't heard about that one, Tim. That sounds like my kind of story, though. Cross Airman Custom says, I agree, Next Knights could be cool sometimes. I actually use using the torsos for different faction soldiers. Hey, there you go. Reusing some of those Next Knight pieces for your own personal stories is cool. There you go. Hold up. How many Aaron minifigures do I have? There's another Next Knight Aaron minifigure torso. I must have like 3 different versions of this character. So I think maybe I was mistaken. Maybe I don't have the entire cast of Next Knights. I just have like 5 Aaron minifigures, all different types. I thought I just... I'll find out, I guess. This is why I'm... part of the reason why I'm sorting is to track down all my Next Knight minifigures so I can make a mock. So, yeah, we'll find out what the case is, I guess. When there's no more minifig parts to sort and I have 6 Aaron minifigures and none of the other characters, I'll know what's wrong. Why I haven't been able to track them down. So this is from Monkey Kid, and I think it's like the wind staff piece. Very shiny. I think it's from, what's her name? Lady Iron Fan? Oh, it's the Iron Fan, maybe. Anyway, it's plastic, though. Should this go with the capes? I think it's going to go with the capes, because it's most similar to a cape, but I don't want it to get bent up. Yeah, we'll do that. And then there's a weird piece. This is a regular dish, but it's got this really kind of rad printing on it. Is this like a hubcap for a wheel or something? Anybody know what that's from? Another weird piece going in the printed elements. Strange. Because I don't know where that's from. And if I don't know where that's from, it's got to be that... It's got to be a little unusual. I know most Lego pieces. That being said, if you watch this stream, you would assume that I don't know where most Lego pieces are from. You'd assume I was pretty dumb. Affecting the internet? Maybe it's... Yeah, that's why the internet's slow, Tim. You're right. No. Starting off yesterday, trying to design a 1920s looking Batmobile, ended up with something that looks so futuristic it could be a spaceship. Funny how builds turn out sometimes. There you go, Michael. Hey, a futuristic Batmobile would look kind of fun, but I think you are going for more of a retro vibe with your big building, so yeah, maybe more of a classic style with the big wings. This is from, this is like some, what is it called? Raya and the Last Dragon. This is the dragon. I actually like that movie. That was fun. I like the dragon character in particular. Aquafina is funny. But no, this is a weird another metallic piece. I'm guessing I'm putting that with the capes. I don't have a bin for just those kind of plastic pieces, so. Taking apart a lot of Rock Raiders minifigures too. Ooh. And one of the best pieces from Dreams was this epic looking sword. Look at that. Looks like a fantastic hero weapon. The blue and the gold. I need to make a minifigure that just carries around this sword and looks awesome. So cool. Dual molded. Wow. Crisp. Going with the Lego weapons. Another weird, interesting piece. This book with the gem and the constellations. I'm trying to remember where this is from. This isn't Elves, is it? Is it Harry Potter? Where's this from? I've had this one for a while. I bought it because all these newer opening Lego books are great pieces and worth having. but I don't remember where it came from. Now I feel dumb. It's okay. It's because my audience is very smart, so they help me learn things or relearn things that I used to know. That's what happens. I keep a tab open to Bricklink during these streams. Oh, thanks, Anselm. You're here for me, buddy. I appreciate it. He even knows the names. Just do sci-fi with some slight castle motives. That's basically all you need for next nights. Aside from character design, there wasn't actually too much castle in sets. Yep, see, Lucas? You understand my thought process? Don't really need to go too medieval with it. Just kind of have fun with the sci-fi side of things. And with a slight castle-y twist. That's what's going to happen. It'll work. One day, I'm going to continue to hate on it until I do. And when I do make a video for it, it's going to be like, oh, well, I guess I'll make the worst theme ever. Something a little bit better than garbage, you know. I'll be really having fun with it just to mess with people. Morgan dropping the Galador emoji. I love it, though. Just animal mechs, bad guy vehicles like the classic castle sets, and robot cool vehicles. Yeah, exactly. Mech style stuff. Be awesome. The big red hands were just Red Hulk and Hawkadal from Unikitty. Okay, I got it from the Unikitty set because I don't have the rest of Red Hulk. I'm pretty sure. So yeah, that's where it came from. Good to know. I don't think the world can handle a comprehensive Galador. I don't think the world would even notice a comprehensive Galador video. If someone did like a 10-hour lore dump on Galador, a review of the show, for example, I don't think that people would tune in. I think that it would not, no one would watch it. That being said, I think the longer videos tend to do better on YouTube. I could be wrong though. That's funny. I'm not gonna do it. That's too much work. Let's see. Andrew says, Mark, did you get the Bricklink Wolfpack set? I did not. I thought it was okay, but I didn't need it. I've got enough Bricklink Designer Program sets up there. They're completely filled my shelf. I really wanted the siege battle scene from a little ways ago, and that one was really good, but I made my own Wolfpack castle. I could make more Wolfpack castles in the future. That one wasn't really standing out to me, so I think it was like fine, but yeah. So hopefully everyone who ordered one will enjoy it, but I passed this time. Also, I just bought a big Dwarves Mine, so my budget was a little bit tied up with that. So. But no, it's pretty cool. I'm glad they're still doing them. I'm glad themes like Castle are able to squeak through the cracks and make it into production due to the program. It just kind of shows that classic Lego themes like Castle, Trains, even some Western, yeah, those themes do well in the designer program because people want them. There's a lot of fans who want more Castle stuff. So, Mark, oh no, we got that question. I feel like binge watching Galador is a gateway to liking Next Nights. See, I think that Next Nights is lighter than Galador. I think Galador is like the heavy stuff. Galador is the final destination for the deep cut, bottom of the iceberg Lego fan. You know what I'm saying? Like, most people have heard of Next Nights. Most people haven't heard of Galador. If you watch this channel, maybe, but yeah, it's about as weird as it gets, and a lot of pieces don't even register as Lego for most people. So. And that's just plain old Lego bricks, legs. Yeah, here's some remnants of Nexonites. There's the big torso element and the arms. Yeah, this is perfectly sized pieces for the mixel joints. Yeah, this figure actually looked kind of cool when it was. Did I say this looked awful? There was terrible design decisions. These are the worst. Yeah, no, don't listen to me. No, these big demon characters were actually kind of interesting. The villains of Next Nights were actually very fascinating to look at because that's like a big torso piece with the flaming kind of cracked appearance. It's pretty cool. It's actually pretty cool. Would work well for like a lava monster if you were to build one, like from Rock Raiders. That'd be fun. Might have to do that someday. Save those for later. And these are just Lego pieces. We're gonna put those over in there to be sorted later. There you go. All right. There's a 9-volt battery pack here. No batteries inside. It's actually in really good shape in there. So saving that out. That'll go great with the 9-volt fiber optic hub that we found earlier in the stream. That'll be great. And speaking of big objects, we got a 9-volt battery. I don't know if there's any... Not sensing any connection. I don't know if that would actually work. Here's a mirror. It's actually a nice little mirror piece. You can see the light. Interesting. Printed or stickered elements right there. Some weapons. Check and make sure we're not behind on comments. Aaron was the most common Nexonite, especially in the LEGO magazines. Yeah, he was in a lot of sets. Binge watching Galdor is just a gateway drug to brain damage. That I agree with. That I agree with, Michael. Yeah, I think it's funny. Me and a bunch of friends watched all of it. It was great. You need to bamboozle your friend group into watching the show with you and then not say anything. Be like, let them figure out how bad it is slowly but surely. The more attention you pay to it, the less sense it makes. It's really funny. Great stuff. No, I put the Aaron fig in your studio. I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, and there's the other red punching glove there. We'll set that aside for big figs. I bet you hid a Nexonite figure in my studio, Grumpy. I could have seen that. I can imagine that happening for sure. I'm not gonna say no to free Lego, but Nexonites will give me pause. It's either space or a chimney, I guess. So, it's totally normal to cast spells from Gandalf GPT when fighting evil books and lava monsters led by a cloud. Exactly. That is actually a really apt description of Nexonites. Fighting the clown with Gandalf AI. Oh my goodness. It's from a Corvette Speed Champions set. Oh wow, okay. 76903, interesting. This is from the Fast and Furious 1970 Dodge Charger RT. Okay, so we got two different results, but it's from Speed Champions, most likely. Good to know. There's a minifig shield, put that in there. Utensils, right there. Technic. Star Wars. Ooh, a nice, I think this is actually from Harry Potter, but it's a little Crusader style shield. Pretty cool looking. More utensils, weapons. That's a cool little lasso piece right there. Little dark orange. Put that in utensils. Nice little husky. That actually would work well in my Ice Planet scene too. I might pull these huskies out because they can go and help the Ice Planet explorers. So I'll put those with the penguin. A little sheep with the other sheeps. Some spiders. And a shirtless Marcel torso. How about that? I think I have my Marcel pieces in there somewhere. I'll track him down. I had actually somebody at the last LEGO convention I went to in Nashville said I really need to bring back the Heart Lake City drama series. I'm like, I'm not sure if I want to. We'll see. It was kind of cursed. Kind of brought up a lot of questions. Put it that way. Maybe one day. There's a complete Emmett minifigure. I'm actually going to save this one out because why take him apart? He's perfect. I think you have an emoji that looks like that, or maybe I swapped it out. I'm off the bricks in the 6 next. I'm off 2 bricks in the 6 next month. Canada deserves me money. Absolutely will. Let me know how that convention goes. I've heard it's pretty fun. Brickspace9 says, first time I bought from Bricklink Designer Program, of course, I needed more castle in my life. Yeah, first of all, they're cool sets. Secondly, they're a good investment if you ever wanted to resell it and didn't want to take it apart right away. Yeah, so it's just, it's kind of a win-win if you decide to buy it. They're a little pricey, but they're not out of line with prices that you'd pay for other castle sets. So, because like some of the bigger castle sets are expensive. So. D&D set was expensive. The Lion Knight's castle was kind of expensive. So, yeah. But we gotta have our castles. Just hate how much playsets are dying out across all themes. Things are so adult/collector focused, and those are just not the sets I'm interested in. Yeah, I wish that there was a little bit of a balancing act happening in LEGO, but it's kind of increasingly shifted towards adult collectors, which is, they're following the money, but I don't know. There's some downsides to it too. Oh, let's see. Let's allow this message here. There you go. Oh, it's because we used the word K-I-L-L, but we need to unalive Harry Potter and get back to Castle. Yeah, I agree, Will. That comment got hidden, so it was confusing me for a second. There you go. All right. Moving on. I agree, it's a shame. I don't see the shelf decor as much as stuff you can actually do things with. Yeah, so if more LEGO sets are designed to fit in a glass case versus you're actually playing with the pieces, then you're kind of losing track a little bit, I think. As someone who doesn't actually play physically with my minifigures as much as I used to, I can kind of see the other side of the conversation too, but I don't know. It's interesting how it's working out. LEGO is a big business and they're out to make big business money, but we'll see. Hopefully they make some slight changes so it's a little bit more tolerable for us fans. We'll see. Don't see the appeal, I mean, about display sets. Yeah, I can see that for sure. My friends are not mentally unstable enough to go through the Galador marathon, sadly. You gotta trick them. You gotta have some good food or drinks or something to lead them in and then watch the show, and then boom! There's nothing they can do. They have to sit and watch the other 5 hours of it. So. Okai is here. Good to see you, Okai. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, stream is earlier than usual. That is for sure. We are streaming. We started at 1:15, which is very early. Normally I like to stream in the late afternoons or evenings, and the reason I'm streaming earlier today is because Steven's birthday was last weekend, but we were out of town, so he's celebrating it this evening with family and wanted me to be there. So and because I'm busy for the next 2 days doing things basically all day, I figured it'd be better to do it a little bit earlier on Friday versus trying to squeeze it in somewhere on this weekend. So want to try and stream once a week if I'm at home, and I am at home even though I'm busy, so that's how it worked out. But yeah, glad you were able to make it nonetheless. There we go. There was a little hair piece stuck inside this stupid Exoforce disc shooter, so I finally pried it out. There we go. Let's put that in there. And I guess this technically goes in weapon because it is a weapon to shoot these little discs at people like this. Very strange. I got a couple of those though because I have most of the Exoforce sets. So. Printed elements, torsos. I have found several of these. It's a complete Rock Raiders Dynamite pack assembly. It's based on the one that is featured in the video game. And I found a couple of them because I still had a lot of Rock Raiders minifigures in my to sort minifigure area, so that's pretty fun. So. It's a bit grumpy. Slip that Marcel torso in your collection. Could have been. Could have been. I know I had a few Marcels in my collection, so they might have just gotten broken up a little bit. So. New Batman Wave, 75% Batmobile. What do we think? I thought they look okay, but I'm also not a Batman collector, so they weren't made for me. But yeah, I'd be interested to hear what other people think. I'm more into stuff like this, castle stuff, like this cool shield piece. Here we go. Put that where it belongs. Wing piece right there. And a complete Beatles CMF from the Beatles alien bug guy from this Space CMF line. That was a great CMF line, the Space figures. Almost as good as the D&D figures, which were awesome. Here we go. Separate those out. What else we got in here? Not too much. Some more fabric pieces. There's like a cloak. Kind of a cool piece. Raven Knight Shield. Such a cool design. Great castle faction. Could see them coming back at some point too. Let's see what else we got here. A Tragedy Luke. I missed the DC playsets the most. Yeah, those were originally really good sets, so it's sad that their Batman hasn't been managed as well as it could have been, I think. So. Nexus to Zach is here. Good to see you, Nexus. Hope you're doing well. Hello there, everyone. Good to see you all. Good to see you, Nexus. Glad you're here. Oh, look, I have a 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi. 40th anniversary brick. I don't even remember where I got this. It must have snuck in with the bulk. It's pretty cool looking. Put it with printed pieces. I recognized the hubcap. It is from Speed Champion Chevrolet Corvette race car, and the Chevrolet Corvette, and was part of the streetlight in the Friends Advent calendar. Wow. I don't remember getting either of those sets, so it must have snuck into my collection somehow. But that's good. There's a little cat with a printed face. Tiny little classic cat piece. They haven't made that one in a while. Wish Lego had affordable sets, but sadly they don't even have the smaller sets are getting overpriced. Some of them are. That's true, Nexus. Some of them are still a little bit... Every now and then there's a good Lego deal to be found. But I think for the most part, in multiple cases, there's some rounding up of prices, unfortunately. So we'll see. Maybe they'll dial it back again. I kind of doubt it because they're into their profit margins. Nexus, late as usual. I mean, to be fair, Grumpy, we are super early with this stream today, so I think a lot of people are like, "Whoa, what's happening?" At what is it? It's almost 3 Eastern. So that's like an hour earlier than normal. So, wagon wheel goes over there. Printed piece. This is a cool accessory. It's not Lego, but it's a wicked looking axe. A real chopper. Kind of looks like a Conan the Barbarian axe. Very nice. Putting that in the custom accessories area. Here's a weird Lego piece for you guys. This is a trivia question in a way. This is a foam, round, kind of a leafy piece here. And I'll give you a second to think about where it might be from. But it's kind of this weird green color. And I got this in a Belleville set. The Belleville Ferry related sets. But I don't know how I ended up here. It shouldn't have been here. So I will actually probably put that with the fabric capes because that's the most similar texture of piece. So that's where I'll remember it the most, I think. So headgear, brains, spider web. That's animal accessories. So we'll put it with animals. Let's not miss any comments here. Keep scrolling. Oh, happy birthday, Steven. Yes, big 30. Exactly. He's turning 30. Actually, he already turned 30. His birthday was on the 10th, so it was a week ago. But we are celebrating a little bit late because we were out of town all last weekend. So, but thank you, everyone. I'll let Steven know that a bunch of people said happy birthday. That's great. He does want to make it to a stream again soon. He's just been busy working, doing a good job at work. So he will be back again soon, though. We got to build that big dwarves mine set behind me that I acquired. That will be pretty fun when we get to that. So. Yep, happy birthday, happy birthday. That's awesome. Charge is here. Good to see you. Olo Charge. And cool Batmobiles, but I got the BVS one back in the day, so I'm good. I'd rather have the DeLorean. The DeLorean looks pretty good. It's still a little rough around the edges, in my opinion. But, I mean, it's much better than the previous version in that scale. So, I mean, well, I'll take it. I'll probably get it. We'll see. I have all the other DeLoreans, so I might have to keep the collection going. So. Oh, Zach, I meant I'm actually almost always busy on Fridays, although not just this one time. Yeah, Michael can make it to a stream every now and then, but he's a busy guy too. Life happens. So. Some regular Lego pieces need to go back in the regular sorting system. Wait, how many castle factions are there? Oh, charge. I don't know. There's a lot of them. There's more than I can remember off the top of my head. Let's put it that way. Dozens. Safe to say there's dozens of castle factions out there. I think the real question is not how many there are, but which one's your favorite. That's what brings out the best discussion. Because a lot of people like a bunch of different castle factions. So. Let's see what we got in this handful of pieces here. Regular bricks, nice Rock Raiders helmet, a head, a visor, goes right in there. A weapon. This is actually from the Ninjago sets. They were supposed to find these. What was the name of these weapons? Not emerald weapons. The green weapons. Tournament of Elements. I'm trying to remember the name. I've seen Ninjago. I remember watching those episodes. I should know this. I think my memory is not as good as it used to be. All this traveling has really reduced my memory storage in my brain. So. It's also been a while since I watched that particular series of Ninjago, so I'll cut myself some slack too. Ooh, there's a nice piece of Viking shield. Pretty cool looking. It's from the old Viking sets. And it's a sticker, so you gotta be kind of careful with it. Don't want to mess it up too badly. Oh, the comments keep happening. I forget to scroll down. There you go. I should be sorting all weekend as well. I won't be sorting all weekend, Sonia, but I am sorting a little bit today, so that's good. The Batman v Superman one doesn't come with Superman, and the Batman and Robin doesn't have Robin. That is a poor decision, I think. I don't agree with that choice on the designer's part. Actually, I doubt it was the designer's choice whether or not the extra figures were included. That is a top-down decision, price wise. So I think we need to. I need to remember to not blame the designers for how the sets turn out, because it's almost going to be completely outside their control once they hand over their product. So, unfortunately. Depends on how you count them, but at least 20, I think. Yeah, and some would know. Crossover Custom says, meows. Cross is feeling cat-like today, I suppose. Yeah, Batmobiles are boring, but the Speed Champions, DeLorean, and Lightning McQueen look good. Yeah, the Lightning McQueen is a surprise for me. I did not expect that one to happen. So, but they still had the Cars license. They were keeping it alive with a Duplo set every now and then, and they finally decided to bring it back. Bring it right back, folks. We have multiple Gungan heads happening here, so. Gungan warriors. Actually, are there any of these? This is Jar Jar. Are these both Jar Jar? I don't think so. Are these both the same ones? What differentiates a Jar Jar versus a... No, these are both Jar Jar. Because they don't have the little dark headgear. I think these are all Jar Jar heads. Because the warrior is supposed to have a little brown. Yeah, that's the warrior one with the brown on it. So I have like 4 Jar Jar heads in there. That's kind of scary. How did I get so many Jar Jars? Put that in there. This in there. It's a cool looking samurai dude. Must have been one that didn't quite make the cut on my last samurai mock. So. Put the armor over there. Torso in there. Non-Lego shield. I don't care really about the Superman, but the Batman and Robin literally have matching costumes. Like, if I wanted to do a Batman and Robin mock, I literally can't. That is pretty sad. I forget about that. So the combo of the two would have been really fun to have in a Lego set. It's too bad. To be honest, more of a Bionicle and Ninjago guy, but cool nonetheless. Yeah, depends. A lot of people like different themes. I like most themes. My mom always makes fun of me when I'm buying Friends / Belvo / Scala. I mean, I think there's still a tiny bit of stigma when you buy sets designed for a different demographic like that. But it's not as bad as it used to be. But I think, yeah, you still get, like, I would get looks at the Target cash register or the Lego store. Well, the Lego store doesn't care. You buy, like, any Lego set at the Lego store, they don't care. They probably would assume I'm buying it for my kid at this point, but I don't think there's as much stigma there. But, like, other places, I can see a little bit of just confusion. Maybe a little bit of humor. Mm-hmm. Jade Blades. Okay, thank you, Lucas. I bet Lucas would know that. The foam flower is from Fairy Island. Hey, Morgan knows right where that's from. That's one of my favorite sets. I actually got some more Belleville sets recently. I might have to show those off before the stream ends. Let's put this in the... Yeah, I think I'm going to take a quick pause from sorting and show you guys the Belleville set that me and Morgan were chatting about for just a second. Mark's behind in comments today, so he just wrapped up his sorting today. I'm trying to catch up next. I'm working on it. Tournament of Elements, exactly. Yeah. Favorite factions are the Green Dragons, Kingdoms Era, and the new Krakens. Oh, nice. Good choices, Cross. Those are two really kind of epic and cool-looking castle factions. Or is it just me, or do the Krakens always look weird on camera? Yeah, they look a little odd. And then Chart says, wows, and Owen Wilson. Wow. Wow. Misa Jar Jar Binks. Yeah, exactly. No, Misa Jar Jar Binks. Mark, don't know if you discussed this before, but have you ever thought of submitting a design for Bricklink Designer Program? I think some of your mocks would definitely compete with some of those designs. Possibly, Johnny. The problem with Bricklink Designer Program sets, they still have a part limit. So my mocks tend to, like, I don't care how many pieces are being used in it as long as it's... I'm more concerned about modularity, movement, transportation, versus how many pieces it consumes. So I'd have to kind of change my thought process when designing a build to make it really compatible with that system. But yeah, it's possible. I've had people tell me that I should do something for it. I should probably do it at some point just because so I can say that I tried it. So I'd have to get in sync with the program too, because normally I find out about stuff like, oh, they're going on sale soon. I'm like, oh, right, I need to get it. I'm not like actively keeping track of the schedule. So yeah, one day I should do that, Johnny, though. I appreciate the advice to do so. No, Misa Jar Jar Binks. I could imagine Charge saying that in Jar Jar Binks' accent. Ooh, so I just opened up this cardboard, and inside is a nice dark blue fabric cape. How nice. What a great piece. This is so soft. Wonderful. Nothing like a brand new Lego cape. And another Zalax figure. I don't know if Will Roya is still here, but there's the little Zalax character. Putting him in the head drawer, where he belongs. All right, let me grab that Belleville set before we get too far along here. We catch up on comments just a bit. James says Jar Jar is the only one without a mask. Yes, so multiple of those heads did not have that dark brown mask piece. So. Why did you stop with your mocks? I'm waiting for the new video. Oh, yep. I'm sorry, Pisha. We've been out of town for the past couple weeks. So me and Steven went to Orlando, not last weekend, but the weekend before. And then we went to Nashville. And I'm just today finally feeling like myself again. Finally got enough rest where I can do some videos like live stream. So you should see some Helldivers, some Ice Planet, and hopefully Spyrius. I need to get... I've been delaying on Spyrius for literally months. So we'll get those builds done at some point soon. So sorry about that, Pisha. The Speed Champions DeLorean 2 looks great. 2 figs as well. Would rather a catapult and some Lion Knights, but it's a reasonable price point-ish. Exactly. I would so much rather a little Castle Battle Pack, but they want to sell to people who don't understand Lego Castle. So thankfully, the cheapest place to buy a Lego is by a mile is from an online shop. The Lego store here is actually the most expensive place. Everything there is super overpriced. Oh no. Should you rename your building stream Mock of Falworth? That's a good one, Morgan. I'm gonna borrow that next building stream we do. Next time we're building a mock on a live stream, I'll do that. So I don't need to worry what people think. LOL. Meant to say in Iceland. Yes, exactly. Mark, did you see Tron Ares? I haven't seen it yet. I need to watch it. I have low expectations still. I've been told that the visuals are awesome, but the story was eh. In which case, I'll probably have a good time. So, fair comment, Johnny. Although personally, I think Mark's mocks are way better. Oh, well, thank you, Andrew. No, I think that I totally could make a Bricklink Designer Program submission and submit it, and it might do well. You never know, but yeah, it would be a change from how I usually build mocks, I think. Well, let's switch to the chatting camera really quick, and I'm going to go grab those Belva sets to show off in the last 5 minutes we have before we wrap up the stream here. So there's a store on Bricklink, a Bricklink store that I follow more closely than the Bricklink Designer Program. And they had a sale. It was like 30% off on a bunch of items, including a couple Belvo sets, which were already reasonably priced. So I bought a number of them. There's a weird little witch and her cauldron Belvo set here. It has all the pieces. That transparent plate alone is really special, but you also have the purple window with the leaves and a bunch of cool pieces in there. A bunch of little animals, accessories, printed elements. That green flask is super cool. So that's one I got. It was like $5 for that, I kid you not. And then this one, you have the whole Belleville city house with the mom, dad, the daughter, and the baby, and you have a bunch of weird pieces in there. So this is what makes me excited, these crazy elements. So, yeah. Colors that no longer exist, pieces that haven't been made since 2006. This one I actually already had, but it was such a good deal I had to get another one. Those giant transparent pink kind of rounded bricks, so wow. You got some chrome elements in there, transparent. I think that's a giant sand blue brick in there. So just, again, crazy colors. One random minifigure in there too. But this is the one that was reminding me of our conversation we were having with Morgan. There's some of those foam leaves in there. This is a slightly smaller fairy set. And yeah, you can see the fairy minifigure in there. This one's also complete. No instructions. I don't really need the instructions though. I'm probably going to use these pieces to build mocks with at some point. So now I have enough Belleville figures to make a convincing Belleville mock if I want to. So that should be pretty fun. Someday. We have lots of mock projects that we need to catch up on and more that we want to get started on, like Dwarves, Belleville. I want to do Paradiso one day. So yeah, tons of mocks to make one day. But yep. Well, we are just shy of 2 hours. I think I'm going to probably wrap it up here, though, and yeah, call it a day. Get a little bit of rest before I go hang out with Steven this evening for his birthday. And one day we'll get Steven back on a stream because he's actually mentioned that he wants to do it. So we'll get back to it at some point. But let me read the last few comments, and then we'll wrap it up here. I really like the new Krakens, but I feel like people have closed them off to pirate or Viking faction. Nothing culty or spookier. Exactly. They're kind of already making them niche. So Anzum says maybe they'll release Robin and Batgirl figures in the weird bat ice sled thing from the movie. You never know. That'd be funny. Okai says, with how LEGO has been naming sets lately, I'm surprised the DeLorean isn't called Doc and Marty's Time Machine Car. Yep, okay, I could totally see that happening. Michael says, Anselm, I dream of that day, but all I really need is the Robin, the same costume to go with the Batman, and maybe an Arnie Freeze. Yeah, an Arnold Schwarzenegger Freeze figure would be amazing. So, Lucas says, I want to do something I still haven't seen anyone do with the Krakens, but I haven't said what it was, so nobody takes my idea. Save the idea, Lucas. I'm looking forward to it. So, made it back. Oh, looking forward to Helldivers. Will you be doing another mock review soon? Hopefully soon. I've just been gone for so long, Darkside Berserkers. It has not worked in the schedule at all. I've been just hanging on to the travel schedule, so... yeah, we should be getting back to some more video production here in the next couple weeks, since I will have a little bit of break between now and the final convention this year, which is in the middle of November. So a couple weeks to do some videos. So Mom says we have Barbies at home. Barbies at home. Belleville is better than Barbies. They have all these cool pieces that you can use in regular mocks. So yeah. And Michael says, ooh, weird parts. Yeah, I want those white pillars. I need them in mock. Yeah, exactly. The textures are awesome, Michael. Belleville's great. And those sets were surprisingly cheap, so I was able to get them for a pretty good deal. Well, there are literally no Fairy Island sets listed on sale on Bricklink. I'm glad I have that one, Morgan. That one's pretty cool. So, almost finished with my Gali addition to my Bionicle mock. See, Charge makes Bionicle mocks. I've seen some of them. They look really good. But, all right. Bye, everyone. See you on the Nexus. Great stream. Have a good evening. Tell Steven happy birthday. Will do. John, thank you very much. Michael says, bye, guys. See ya. And Sonia says, thank you, Mark, and have a marvelous weekend. Everybody have a great rest of your weekend. I will see you on the next one. We should have a stream next weekend, no problem, so keep an eye out for that. And hopefully a few more videos popping up here and there soon. So take care, everyone. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.